Good evening, everybody. It's First. How you doing? It's been a while. I'm going to play some Starsector. This is an interesting game that I have a unique opportunity to get into really well since I have no internet at the moment. And I thought, well, since I'm going to play it a lot, why not record it? See if I can get some interest going on my channel again. Maybe get some cool videos coming up. So come along for an adventure. We'll explore Starsector together, and we'll see how things go. I've had this game for quite a long time, but I never really played it, and a big patch came out a couple of weeks ago, which was really exciting. I've played it quite a lot. And then this weekend, a patch for that patch came out, which kind of changes a few things in the background. So it's going to be a kind of new experience to me. I'm not very good at this game anyway, so I'm probably going to fail a few times, but what I'm about to play I haven't played yet. I haven't played this patch, so it should be quite exciting. I'm going to explain the game as we go. It's set in the future. You are a spaceship captain slash fleet captain guy, but you start off with just one ship. And you can trade, you can fight, you can hunt bounties, you can join factions, which is something new for this particular this version that's just come out that I haven't played yet. You can apparently completely join factions, which was only available by mods before. I'm playing with no mods at all, and it tickles my fancy. It reminds me of a series of books by a guy called Randolph. Is it Randolph Lalonde or Lalonde? I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he released a free book on Amazon a while ago about a really similar setting to this called the Expanse series, I think it's called. It's really good. But basically, there used to be a big galaxy-wide human empire, and their technology failed them, so they couldn't travel faster than light properly anymore. And there's little pockets of humanity left in systems that they can sort of jump to, and we're in one of those systems. So we have to decide how we start our game. Are we going to be a trader? And if we pick that option, we get a good trading ship. Are we going to be a smuggler? We get a good smuggling pick. And if we pick bounty hunter, we get a good bounty hunting ship. So you can kind of guess. That's a good ship in the background. That's a lasher. It's a good ship. Well, no, it's not. It's a wolf. That's the ship you get if you pick bounty hunter. See how it teleported? That's its special ability. What we're going to do though is going to pick smuggler. The reason for that is the bounty hunter ship, whilst really good at fighting, doesn't have much cargo capacity, and you need to make some money at the start of the game. And the way to do that really is smuggling illegal goods. And the nice thing about the smuggler ship, this Hound class frigate, is it has a shielded cargo bay which lets us hide those goods. Also get some crew and some supplies and fuel. Now it's going to ask us what we did sort of before the game started. If we pick the lucrative smuggling run, we get some money. High value cargo, I think gives us something unique to sell. And high end weaponry gives us quite a good gun. I'm going to go for the smuggling run just to get some extra credits to start off, get us closer to more ships as soon as possible. I'm going to pick normal because easy is super easy now. Well, not super easy, but you can look at that down at the bottom right. Reduce damage, do more damage, more sensor range. Yeah, forget it. Okay. And this manual thing just lets us pick our starting abilities. So these are just like level up trees. They all do different things. The most important thing about it that I really wish someone had told me when I first started exploring this game, but they didn't, is that each of these gives you a special ability when you reach 5 and 10 levels in it. So if you notice this one here, missile specialization, every point gives us a plus percentage of missile speed and maneuverability. It also gives us some special hull mods at certain levels, but it also gives us an ability called autoloader reprogramming at rank 5, or this one here gives us increased ballistic and energy projectile speed at rank 5. I didn't notice this the first time I played, and if I had noticed it, I probably would have played the game a lot more. But I'm going to go into combat to start with. So we've got 2 aptitude points and 4 skill points. The aptitude points lets us invest in a tree, and the skill points themselves let us put points in. But because I've only got 1 aptitude point in combat, I can't put any more points into target analysis, for instance. But if I put 2 points in, I can now go 2. So you get aptitude points every other level, so you kind of have to plan. But the things I'm picking up to start with, I'm picking up helmsmanship, which increases my speed and acceleration, and at rank 5 gives me plus 50% maneuverability, which makes life a lot easier. And I'm going to pick up ordnance expertise just for the extra damage, and also gives me ballistic projectile speed up, which means hitting things will be easier because I'm really bad at shooting. So let's start the game, and it's going to simulate the universe for a little while. It's not randomly generated, but it's always going to be a little bit different once the simulation starts, and we're just going to get dumped into space with our ship, a little Hound D frigate. There's various factions in this game. I'll explain each one as we get to them. We're going to start off. I'm going to pause the game first of all. So here we are in space. There's our ship. It's represented by a circle, which means it's a fleet. These are all fleets of different types. This is the space station. This is the planet. This is an asteroid belt. Some things to really quickly explain. This is the hegemony, this orange-colored fleet. They are what's left of the military of the Big Earth Empire. They've been cut off. Sorry, the Human Empire. They've been cut off from their central holdings of human space and have decided that since they're the most powerful force in the region, they should impose their rule and try and keep it as close to old Earth rulership as possible. They're pretty okay guys, but their downside is that they don't like organ trafficking, illegal weapon smuggling, or drugs, which means if you get caught with them, they'll get you in trouble. So I'm just going to explain the screen very fast. This is how much money we have. These are how many supplies we have. At the start of the game, you're kind of like, supplies, what are those? You can see we're using 0.1 supplies per day. Once you start getting some ships, supplies become your lifeline. If you're out of supplies, your guys will starve to death and you die. This is how much fuel I have. You don't use fuel when you're flying around in the system unless you use this emergency burn ability, but you do use fuel for going to hyperspace. This is my speed. This is my combat readiness. You want this to be as high as possible because it means you can fight for longer and fight better. This is my overall sort of repair and armor status of my fleet. This is how many days it's going to take to repair, and this is really interesting here. This first number is how far away I can detect somebody who has how far I can detect someone the same size as me. No, size 10 fleet. It's a bit awkward, but that's my sort of sensor range abstracted. This is how far away I can be detected by a fleet. The site that I can detect is 790. So I can be detected by people further away from me than I can see them, and that's really important to bear in mind. The game does show me other people's sensor ranges that I can see though. I've got some special abilities here. This turns my transponder on and off. This makes me, if I turn my transponder off, it makes me harder to spot. But a lot of people, especially the hegemony, don't like me doing that. This lets me sort of turn off, like go into silent running, like a submarine, which is really good for sneaking up on people, but it reduces my speed, and again, if I get caught, I get in trouble. This is like a sensor ping. I get a hugely increased sensor range for a couple of seconds, but also everyone else can see me from miles away. Good if you're hunting pirates. And finally, this is emergency burn. It uses some of your fuel to go really fast for a little while. So, let's have a look at our ship. This is our Houndy. It's got a mega big Gatling gun and a machine gun. You can see the circle around it shows it's like a turret, so it can only not shoot in the top, that little pie cutout area, which is mostly covered by the chain gun. The one big thing that this thing has is something called a shielded cargo hold, which means that supposedly if I get scanned, the people scanning me won't notice. Anyway, I've talked for a long time, let's start playing. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to head to this planet called Jangala. Yes, welcome to the campaign. Now, the big change that supposedly happened here is the black market is a lot different. So when I go to trade here, I'm trading with the open market, which is just other people. The problem is say for instance I wanted to buy these supplies, so say I wanted to buy 10 supplies. You'll notice that there's a tariff I have to pay, which is sort of paying off customs and things like that. And that kind of eats into my profit quite a lot, because if I'm buying 10 of these, I'm paying for another 6 of them or so in tariffs that I'm not getting. If I go to the black market, however, and try and buy some, no tariffs. But if I get caught, this faction starts to like me less because I'm smuggling. So you have to be careful. There's various ways to mask it. Most easiest one is to turn your transponder off before you dock, then nobody knows who you are. But there's other ways to do it as well. You can do a lot of trading of legitimate goods and sneak in someone in the black market. But the big thing that's supposed to have changed is that there's supposed to be better goods in the black market. Tactical lasers, that's amazing to see. That's really cool, they're really good. Okay, that's already something I wasn't expecting. Let's have a look at what ships are for sale. So this is us. Our ship's worth 3,600 credits on the open market. Nothing too exciting here. Some big cargo freighters, some fuel tankers, some shuttles. What about the black market? Whoa. Okay, this is a big change. Do you see how these ships here have got a little D in brackets? That means they're sort of up. They should be decommissioned, but because humanity's having such a bad time, people are using these awful ships. If we look at the ship stats, right down at the bottom where it says hull mods, it says it has compromised armor and a faulty power grid. You don't really want to use these ships. Before this patch, all you would see in the black market really are D ships, but we've got 2 Medusas here, which are amazing destroyers, an Enforcer, which is also really good that I've never used, a Sunder as well, and none of these are D class. That's really cool. Okay, but we're a long way away from that. I mean, they are 36,000 credits, and we've got 6,000. But so I was hoping to maybe see a cheap frigate. There's nothing. Let's have a look at making some money. So the way to do that is if we go back to the port menu here and we check out what missions are available. So let's have a look. Barra D is looking for recreational drugs, but it wants 200 of them. We don't have enough cargo space for that. Valhalla wants 25 units of harvested organs, and it's paying 1,000. Oh, this is new. Okay, so that's actually just accepting a commission with a hegemony. That's how you do it. I didn't realize it would just be from the mission section. There's nothing here we can really do. I don't think we'll be able to get enough organs here. Let's have a look. We need 25 organs. Well, there's 32 here. We're making a very small profit. How many days do we have? I don't think we've got enough money. Oh, we could buy 6. Okay, there's nothing much going on here. Let's fly down. This is the system that we're in. These purple things let us jump out. Planets with a blue name are uninhabited, but planets with a colored name are so these red ones are owned by pirates. Jangala, where we are, is owned by the hegemony, and down here there's a place called Ashura, and that's a neutral planet. That's why it's grey. So let's go and check out what they're up to. As you can see, we travel at speed 10, and this band here is us leaving somebody's sensor range. So there's obviously a lot of contacts in this system that we're picking up. It's quite a busy system, Jangala. Now, if we can get out of this fast picket sensor range, we can go dark and dock with the Sharo, and we can do black market stuff without being picked up. So I can buy stuff on the black market now without anyone detecting me. I need to be careful when I leave though, because that fast picket was heading in this direction. So let's have a look at what's available. They're selling guns. I can see my prices in Jangala. It's not really that much of a good buy. I could make some money moving heavy machinery from Jangala to... No, actually from Ashara to Jangala, but not a lot. No drugs available for sale. Let's have a look at what missions they've got. Let's see. Heavy machinery, 1,000 of them. I can't do that. Lobsters, I don't even know where to buy lobsters. There's nothing really going on here, which isn't great. Let's just have a quick look at what ships are available. No frigates. There's a shepherd. I've never really used a shepherd. I think it's more of a hauling ship. Let's have a look at the black market. Another Medusa, another Enforcer, a light carrier, a Gemini, a Buffalo. Ooh, a Shade. I've never even seen a Shade available for purchase. A phase frigate. The smallest phase ship that is currently produced in the sector, the Shade class is often used as a scout for larger fleets. In battle, it is valued by fleet admirals for its ability to disable enemy ships with its EMP emitter. System EMP emitter generates lightning arcs that quickly knock out enemy missiles, weapons, and engines within range, mostly negated by shields. 2 small universal and 3 small energy pods. That looks like a really cool little ship. So every ship in the game has a unique system. Not all these systems are unique, but every ship has its own system. The one I'm flying at the moment has one that lets it boost really fast, which is another good thing about it for smuggling because you can escape with it. There's a Hound Deer, but it's a D class. This is the same one we're flying. There's a Cerberus as well, but we just have no money. We need to make some cash. What are we going to buy and sell? I mean, I could move this heavy machinery back to Jangala for a small profit, just to pass some time. It's not a lot. I'm just going to do that just to make some cash. We can't actually buy that many. Why didn't we do that? Let's just max out our cargo space. Don't have enough money. There we go. We're not going to make a huge amount of money here, but we'll make a little bit. Now we have to watch out for this fast picket because we've got our transponder off at the moment. Okay, so what I did there was I stopped going dark, but I haven't turned my transponder back on, and my plan is to try and sneak back to Jangala without being spotted to sell this stuff. That's probably not going to work. I've got my... what's this? It's a patrol, and they're orbiting Jangala. Oh, I think they just picked me up. No. Those big circles flashing by me are people doing sensor sweeps. If I'm unlucky, pursuing pirate raiders, someone will scan and pick me up. Passenger convoy. Hegemony patrol. This is really dangerous. I could try going dark. There's a good chance I'll get caught, but I think it's worth trying. We'll try and get a little bit closer. See, we can see the edge. This is this guy's sensor range here. You can maybe just make out the lines. If we just get a little bit closer. Okay, let's go dark. And now we're much harder to detect. That's a patrol. See how their sensor range went from here to here. Now let's just quickly dock. Okay, now we can sell. I'll notice that I'm only available to access the black market. Well, I could normally get into the hegemony military, but because I'm dark. Some systems, people like the Independents would speak to me even though I was dark, but nobody in the Hegemony who's legitimate will deal with me. So that can be a downside. Now, I'm not making a huge amount of money here. I'm making very little money actually. In fact, I've lost money somehow. Huh. I think the prices, I think I shouldn't have sold those. But it doesn't matter. That was a demonstration on what to do to I just made a huge fool of myself, but whatever. So we're struggling a little bit to make some money. So let's have a look at prices across the galaxy. How much are harvested organs going for? We could make a little bit of a profit taking these harvested organs to Magic. Those are drugs. We're not really in a good place to sell drugs. What about, are there any new missions available? 1,000 or 1,000 units of rare ore. I don't think we can take that many. I think I want to buy these organs and take them to Magic. So I need to make sure I sell these for over 1,018. Okay, so now we need to sneak out of the system without getting spotted. Now, if any of these people detect us, they're going to scan us because they'll be like, "Why are you flying around without your?" They're going to come to us, sorry, and say, "We need to scan your cargo hold," because they want to know why I'm flying around without my transponder on. So let's see if we can sneak away. Oh, now that was unlucky, but luckily, well, it was unlucky because it's a mercantile convoy. You see now these guys have picked us up. You see how it says they did a sensor scan, they saw us, and now they're pursuing our fleet. So there's no point going dark anymore. Let's go full speed. They haven't started burning towards us yet, so we might be able to. Now these guys are chasing us because we just appeared in front of them. But what we're going to do is just try and outrun them. So we're going to activate our thrusters. Now let's make sure we're heading for the jump case. Okay, that's a pirate raider fleet. We don't want to run into them, so let's go this way. Now we're actually out of these guys' sensor range. So if I did something like go over here, they'll continue straight on because that's the last direction they saw me going in. But let's get out of here. They are probably going to pursue me into hyperspace. So this is the whole galaxy map now that we're in hyperspace. When we're in hyperspace, we're going to use fuel to fly around. We're down here in the Corvus system, and we want to get to Magic, which I believe is owned by a different faction who don't have any laws against smuggling, which is a good thing because we're going to be on the run from the Hegemony. Now, at the moment we're on the run from the Hegemony, but as long as they don't catch us, they don't know who we are, so they won't get us in trouble for doing bad things in their territory. This stuff here is deep hyperspace, and we can fly through it at normal speed, but you see where it's flashing. If we hit that, it's a hyperspace storm and we'll go a lot slower. And you notice that now we're at -1 fuel a day as we fly. And I got a little bit of experience for buying these organs and selling the machinery at a loss, because I'm like the best trader. And I like to demonstrate how to lose money while trading by not paying attention to prices. So I'm going to take a little shortcut through this deep hyperspace and see if we can read about it. It also reduces sensor range by 50%, which means that if we manage to lead somebody into it, they might lose sight of us. This green down here is something to pay attention to. These are Ludic Path, who are like a faction who believe that the reason humanity's in such dire straits it is now is because of too much over-reliance on technology. So basically their whole mandate is to go around killing technology. And you kind of always have this impression of them as being terrible, but they actually have really good ships. Like, they modify their ships and they're quite good. So I'm going to avoid them. Because they're hostile to everybody. And that one ship that guy had is much better than mine. It's a Cerberus, which is a bigger freighter. We're almost at Magic. There is a Hegemony mercantile convoy that just got wiped out by pirates. So let's stay away from them. Now, we're going to need to turn on our transponder before we jump into the system. Now, what planet was it that was... could we sell? What are the organs? Numaxius, which is the Independent. So you can jump in at various places, but you can only jump out at less. It makes sense. Any big gravity point in the system acts as a jump-in point. I think I might be being chased by raiders. We've got our transponder on, so these blue guys are Tritachyon. They're a very advanced corporation. They have the most advanced ships, but the problem with their ships is they use a lot of supplies. The nice thing about the type of ship I'm flying, which is like a low-tech ship, is that it doesn't have shields. But instead it has a lot of armor, and it requires a lot less just upkeep to keep flying. And here you can see a Tritachyon patrol is chasing, I think this is probably a smuggler. The thing is in these asteroid belts, if you stop moving, you're, well, I'll demonstrate it. If you look at my detection range is 1,570 right now. If I stop, it drops to 390. So you can play cat and mouse in these places. Oh, I should probably actually leave and go dark once this patrol's out of the way. I need to make sure I'm out of their sensor range, but we can do that just by stopping. Okay, and then go dark and dock. Just so that I can sell this stuff on the black market and make a tiny bit more money. Now, hopefully we can make some money. Yeah. Okay, we bought them for 1,020, we're selling them for 1,300. Not a huge amount of money, but a little bit. That's good. That's a good start. What have we got for sale here? Graviton beams, pulse lasers, Sabo SRMs, more tactical lasers. They used to be so hard to find. Let's see what ships are for sale. Nothing really that great still in the open market. It never used to be that good, but much better in the... Oh, what a flifter. This is another one of those phase frigates like that, the one I was looking at. They can kind of cloak themselves. Very expensive though. This one's got a flare launcher. Okay, we're still kind of struggling to make money though. This isn't the best start. I mean, we haven't died to pirates, which is a good start. 200 units of heavy machinery, I just can't afford that. Okay, let's leave behind, let's stop. And then we could actually join in this combat and maybe make a little bit of money. I love that Tritachyon are attacking the merchants. I don't really want to get in the merchants annoyed with me though. Let's head to Port Say. Here's a Tritachyon station. We've still got a decent amount of supplies. I'm going to need to buy some more fuel before we jump back into hyperspace probably. There's also these bounties we can go after, but we need a much better fleet before we can. This is a relay. You can put a comm sniffer on it to keep up to date with prices in the area, but if it gets caught, you get in a lot of trouble. There's not much going on. Not very exciting yet, but the game's really good. Oh, okay. Oh. Tritachyon is actually at war with the Independents. That's new. They'd never used to be actively against them, but I just lost. Tritachyon saw me trading with New Maxius. They didn't know I was selling on the black market. So the pirates like me because I sold them something on the black market. And Tritachyon now dislike me because they don't like independence. That's really weird. Tritachyon doesn't like independence anymore. Well, the independents haven't got a chance. That's a change, and like previously to this, they were neutral with each other. They would trade. Oh. So if I trade with Tritachyon... Wait a minute. Hang on. Are the independents hostile to Tritachyon? Yes, they are. Interesting. Heavy machinery. Stop trying to sell me heavy machinery. What's for sale here? Fuel. That's not as cheap as at New Maxius. Ugh. Oh, so I forgot to actually check the black market. I'm just finding nothing here. This is a really bad start. Let's head to Asina. See what we can find. I wonder if that was a smuggler sneaking in. I think it was. We can speed up time, make things a little less boring. I'm really shocked that Tritachyon are at war with the Independents. Because there's another system that has Tritachyon and Independence in them. I wonder if that's a bug. Alright, please have a good mission. Nope, same ones. They used to cycle really fast. Maybe that's a change, they don't cycle as quickly. Lots for sale here though. I'm not going to make much money smuggling those. Or those. 132 for machinery. Selling. I could just move it to Port Said, make a small profit. How many can I carry? 57, 59. I want to buy them on the black market though. There's 50 available on the black market. Let's see if we can redock with our comm beacon off once this patrol leaves. I don't want to get caught. to see what we can do. If I fly away, God, they've got a really high sensor range. Let's just be careful. It's a patrol. Okay, and let's buy all of their heavy machinery. Hasn't changed in price, no. And we'll just fill up with legitimate ones. We can't afford any. Okay. Now let's leave. And just stay out of their sensor range. Oh, stop, don't go the way we're going. I've got to stay away from the star because if I get caught in its corona, it'll slow me down. And I think it also increases their sensor range that you can be detected in. I need to get quite far from these guys. Okay, they hit the star's corona, that's good. Let's go dark. What was that? Open. So now the hegemony and the Syndian Dictate are at war. Syndian Dictate is like an offshoot of the hegemony. Basically, one of their captains went, oh, I'm just going to form my own government. But usually they're just neutral to each other. This is a pirate base. Let's just see if we can make more money selling this stuff at the pirate base, actually. Let's have a look. 137, no. We haven't got any organs or drugs for sale. What ships have they got, just out of wonderment? Buffalo Mark IIs. And a Wolf D's. Anything with D on it, just ignore. I'm not going to buy it, it's not worth the money. Okay. Let's head. We need to try and make it back to New Maxius. Make some more money. My goal, I'm not going to be doing like sneaky trade missions like this the entire time I play this game. It's just to make some money to buy some ships at the start, and then it's going to be all about fleet combat. You can hire mercenary officers and stuff, and that like putting different officers on different ships changes the AI of how the ship's flown. It's pretty interesting. It's quite cleverly done. The game's got amazing combat. Now we're going in dark, so hopefully we won't get in trouble for trading with them like we did last time. 127, and I bought them for 135, but they were worth... Oh, it's Port Say I should have gone to, damn it. I'm an idiot. This is really badly done. Okay, let's head to Port Say. Luckily, we're just poodling around in the system. Let's speed up time a bit and just be careful. We need to stay away from this gas giant because it's got a big corona, and if you get stuck in it, it just drops your speed to nothing and increases the amount of supplies you use. Supplies represent like sort of keeping, not really repairing your ships, but also just general maintenance. You know, if it was Star Trek, it would be whatever those things in Voyager they fix all the time, the gel coolant buffer things. It's a merchant convoy. Yeah, the merchants are gonna get just destroyed by Tritachyon in this system. Look, this merchant's having to run from a phase frigate, and I do not want to get caught by them, so we're just gonna float around this way and just sneak into this port. We'll go dark. Whoa! I'm looking for some. Oh, they just saw us. Oh, maybe not. Pursuing merchant convoy. Okay. I hope they didn't see us. And there's a convoy. Oh, yeah. Pursuing your fleet. No, returning to the station. Why are you returning to the station? Jeez. Unidentified fleet standing down for patrol. Let's just sneak in. Ooh, that was risky. Okay. 222, the price has gone up while we've been messing around. Oh, black market. Yeah, we can only sell. We want to sell on the black market. Make 9,000 bucks. Okay, we actually made some money. We some progress before the end of this video. I want to try and keep these half an hour long. This one's going to go a little bit over, just while I discuss sort of what's next. What was for sale here again? It was a good ship, I think. No, it was a Lasher actually. This is a really nice ship to invest in, and it's not that much. It's not that expensive. We could make a couple more trading runs and probably come back for this Lasher. It's no shields. Oh, it does actually have. Sorry, it does have a shield, but it's like all forward-pointing weaponry, and it's got lots of armor, and it's got this ability here, which just sorry about the noise. Makes any ballistic weapons that's got fire really fast. Talking about flux, I was going to talk about flux if we got into a fight, but we haven't gotten into any fights yet. So I will come back to this a little bit later. and we'll make a new video, and hopefully there'll be some fighting in it, and it'll be a bit more exciting. But for now, I'll catch you later. See ya. Nope, I should probably